Good day, and welcome to another installment of your MBA 510 Magical Mystery Shop Tour. Today's tour is brought to you by UVic and powered by TELUS, and will feature Kevin McGregor's customer experiences on the journey to marketing enlightenment. Let's look at the mystery shop brands and our destinations chosen. First, started off by going to Rogers and visited a corporate-owned store, a Rogers dealer-owned store, and the Rogers Contact Center. Then I went to TELUS to have a relevant comparison of what we'd seen from the Rogers side. And finally, in the sincere and purposeful desire to dare to be different, I chose a plan to visit a chain of 3 gentlemen's clubs to assess their tremendous customer service. And then my wife found out and I revectored. So let's try again. And with a purposeful intent to dare to be different, I chose to mystery shop and learn more about the Wind customer experience, given their certain growth within the Shaw family, and bringing the first time TELUS will face a true quadruple play in its dominant Western markets. Let's talk a little bit about the use case for each of the experience that I went through. I presented myself as a subscriber of Wind during the TELUS and Rogers mystery shops, and a current subscriber of TELUS during the Wind mystery shops. I consistently brought my own phone, an older iPhone, and brought along the following requirements. Wanting to call my friends and family across Canada, a high text user with moderate data use, a frequent US visitor, and an occasional world traveler. And through this information, attempting to assess the relative strength of their respective brand presentations. So, I'm looking for a service partner. What do you recommend I do? Let's start with Rogers. In all experiences at Rogers, I was immediately acknowledged and served. During the contact center experience, the rep did put me on a silent hold. He did a good job with expectation setting before doing so, as the dead air sound was a feeling that it did in fact feel like the call had dropped. He did this to create his best offer for me, committing to return within 2 minutes. He did return after 2.5 minutes, which was close enough as committed. In all 3 experiences, consistent messages of customizable plans based on my needs and recently enhanced geographic coverage were clearly promoted, along with the value add differentiation of getting Spotify, Show Me, Texture, or NHL Game Center Live free for 2 years on a share everything plan. All 3 interactions were also pleasant, but next to no attempts were made to build relationships. While mystery shopping in store is expected to be multisensory, there was only one of the experiences that actually engaged all 5 senses. Unfortunately, it was not in a positive way. The Rogers store rep serving me literally stunk with BO. That part of the experience was horrible. In what was most easily the most compelling moment of all 10 mystery shops, while with the same smelly rep, when I asked her about roaming, 2 other customers standing nearby both jumped in unsolicited. Both praised the virtues of roam like home as if on cue in a commercial. This brought a very powerful and persuasive testimonial through social proof, with the simultaneous moments of power in context and power of the crowd. Overall, tremendous consistency in presenting the Rogers brand as a product and service leader was experienced, with all channels also promoting Rogers as a customer champion for service beyond Canadian borders. Thus, the scoring of their presented brand strength. They were high on determining fame given the roaming and additional value adds, with a similar view for Dare to be Different, losing part marks for the common pricing among that of their similar Big Three peers. They were high on internalizing the brand, given the consistency of experience across all channels, and medium on emotional impact, given while there was not evidence of some liking, there was not one interaction where I truly felt differentiated by them putting my individual needs first. Moving over to TELUS, in all 3 TELUS experiences, I was immediately acknowledged and served. No waiting. In the TELUS dealer, they were preparing to close the store and devoted their full attention to my query, making me feel cared for and put first. This representative was also one of only 2 in all 10 mystery shops to ask my name, offer his, and the only one to share his business card for ownership and follow-up. On the initial call to the contact center, following more IVR steps than any of the competitors, after significant trouble understanding the agent serving me, the call ended suddenly 3 minutes in, requiring me to call back. While there was consistent demonstration in all channels with customer-specific customizable plans following a high-level needs analysis, which led to nearly every place recommending identical service plans. The guidance to address service support outside of Canada, however, differed to some degree across each interaction. Only one brought forward TELUS's similar offer to Rogers' well-recognized Roam Like Home, despite the contact center IVR promoting the availability of worry-free travel. TELUS retail stores allowed hands-on experience with live access for devices and accessories, bringing significant positive differentiation. However, this exploration was self-discovered and directed after speaking with the rep about our needs. This stated, we were approached by two different reps while perusing the available products. Overall, the customer focus was more palpable relative to other experiences, but inconsistent in demonstrating a common presented brand. Scoring the brand strength, TELUS was low on Dare to be Different, given little to no differentiation from other service providers beyond the unpromoted retail store hands-on for devices and accessories. Scored the medium on emotional impact and determining fame, given higher customer focus than peers, albeit inconsistently applied across all channels. The emotional impact was reduced due to the contact center challenges experienced, or it could have been higher. Internalizing the brand scores highest from experience, given relative highest human connection felt relative to competitive peers, especially in the dealer and second contact center experience. Moving along to Wind, the retail stores were quickly acknowledging my high experience. This stated, there were wait times in one store and one contact center. The contact center felt more clinical than welcoming, seeking first and last name, and pushed me to a website for additional information, feeling like his interest in moving more quickly along and discouraging too many questions from me. One retail store cautioned me not to use services when traveling outside major cities, given the pay-per-use cost associated with these areas. One interesting element of sharing these areas came with the collateral provided, which had me learn Arabic, as they had no remaining pamphlets in English. There was very consistent promotion of unlimited data, all bringing the clear caveat that beyond certain data use, speed would be significantly reduced. One retail rep informed the why very well, saying that when truly unlimited, some high users hog too much bandwidth, unfairly impacting others. One retail rep very effectively used the moment of power of losing, using a promotion ending that day to encourage me to sign up and receive a free SIM card, something that would cost me $25 tomorrow. The devices in store were all available to pick up and feel, however, none were turned on to see how they work, losing the opportunity to truly experience the device, especially during the waiting time that I had. Overall, the operational excellence focus, especially in terms of simple pricing and pay for what you get, was consistent across all channels and reinforced the Wind brand promise to bring affordable wireless service to Canadians. Thus, in scoring their brand strength, they were high on Dare to be Different with unlimited data, and in determining fame with affordable service to Canadians, including roaming services with coverage that was even better than that of the Canadian coverage. Scored the medium on internalizing the brand, given how the representatives presented the affordable and differentiated service promise. Scored them very low on emotional impact, as very little positive liking was evident in any of the three interactions, particularly where the contact center rep felt very eager to finish off and get me off the line. And now, for a moment of power number 4 special, specially added for everyone's favorite wingman, whose profound marketing expertise has been duly recognized beyond 4 continents and 3 islands. Note the addition, a moment of power number 2 in that last bit. A bonus mystery shop and destination. T-Mobile. Well, in the US, I couldn't resist to go and take in one of their stores as part of a mystery shop. And interestingly, the experience was not notably different than that of their Canadian retail store counterparts. T-Mobile's score of strong presented brand puts them in the middle of the pack relative to Canadian competitors based on this single sample visit, suggesting little variation from the Canadian experience. When we put all the different themes together, in assessing relative reliability, all did a pretty good job of demonstrating expertise and knowledge and giving me confidence that they knew what they were doing, while offering me appropriate advice. This included most proactively addressing a key pain point in switching providers while bringing your own device by providing the key guidance for getting my device unlocked while still with my existing carrier. With the exception of the Rogers store rep having to pass me off to another rep, and the first TELUS contact center rep call drop, reliability was fairly well demonstrated in all mystery shops. Rogers consistently best harmonized with positive cues, specifically the recent Canadian coverage improvements and the alignment with their Roam Like Home marketing campaigns to freely use the service when outside Canada, as I would at home without the fear of bill shock. In relation to context, I found it striking that neither TELUS nor Rogers played the speed card or clearly articulated their coverage favorability relative to Wind, knowing that Wind does not have LTE and charges for services when outside major cities while still in Canada. Missing the opportunity, therefore, to show a clear point of differentiation and value for money in addressing the price differential. With respect to responsiveness, on the whole, waiting time was pretty decent, with the exception of my first Wind retail visit where I waited 12 minutes before being served, and the Rogers contact center with a 4-minute wait to speak to Byram. All gave me necessary information, with all taking ownership of the issue. Rogers rep Byram did put me on silent hold, which left me wondering why he needed to do that, as no other contact center rep had to step away for this purpose. Interestingly, the follow-up component saw only 2 of the 10 experiences encourage follow-up. The TELUS dealer who provided this card and contact info, and the Rogers retail rep who offered me her name on the collateral. Of all the 3 R's, the relationship development through the 10 experiences was the least evident. Considering the importance of liking in the service experience, only the TELUS dealer and the Wind kiosk rep truly seemed to genuinely want to help me. While all showed interest in me as an individual at the basic level with needs assessment, the willingness of the TELUS dealer to stop all he was doing and be the only retail experience to ask my name while looking me in the eye with a smile showed the most personal interest. The Wind rep indicated as if I'm spending insignificant time outside cities would make Wind challenging for me, but this demonstrated a true care about what would best serve my needs and tailoring the conversation in my specific best interests. Thus leading me to the fact that Rogers had the most consistently presented brand experience, given their own like home and improved coverage alignment. Wind brought the most differentiated brand experience, reaffirming their focus to bring affordable wireless service to Canadians. And sadly, have to report that TELUS had the least favorable brand experience of the 3 mystery shops conducted. When it comes to the key recommendations, when I think about the reliability side, while all the TELUS locations provided similar guidance on the best plans for my needs, consistency can be improved to ensure the unlocked device process to mitigate unnecessary effort and challenge as a new customer, and thus show some proactive expertise. The TELUS IVR messaging during my shopping encouraged me to enjoy worry-free travel, but none of the agents showed worry-free travel expertise, especially in comparison to both Rogers and Wind. It's important to expand awareness of the best means of roaming for consistent sharing with customers to yield consistent expertise. Also, the opportunity to provide guidance and maybe even a checklist for reps to proactively offer experience benefits in language meaningful to the customer on why to choose TELUS. We can reinforce differentiation relative to Wind or others in terms of coverage, in terms of LTE and speed, or share the fact that more customers recommend TELUS to their friends and family than other competitors, or perhaps even go down the path of how TELUS's corporate social responsibility investment is higher than its wireless peers. In terms of responsiveness, taking ownership was common, but there is clear opportunity abounding to differentiate by following up with clients. Current action with Service 2.0 will more consistently introduce this as a competitive differentiator, especially given the time TELUS will give to representatives to do so where other competitors may not. Creating a requirement for leaders, and perhaps more importantly to have some frontline key influencers undertake some relative comparison mystery shops, will open some eyes from a different perspective, and perhaps offer opportunity to be more like the Kiwi experience and actually feel what the customer feels beyond the TELUS experience today. Finally, there's a need to reinforce some basics in our frontline surface. It was shocking that so few reps actually smiled and appeared happy to see or speak with me. While I'm not suggesting the need to go over top, there is the fact we could reinforce the impact like the Commonwealth Bank superstar, imagining the long lost friend scenario. This includes encouraging reps to find a way to express a compliment in their closing, to express the power of liking in a differentiated way. If the brand promise continues to be focused on the future is friendly, showing a prospective new customer genuine interest in their needs, especially in the retail stores where the opportunity exists to see, to touch, to feel, and discuss how products and accessories can help the customer enjoy the experience of the service, can be very powerful, especially given competitors have not invested in similar capabilities. Overall, the mystery shops were a tremendously valuable exercise, and one I will go back to again to assess opportunities to improve our overall customer experience. TELUS Zombie Critters.